I'm making this video as a visual representation of all the bullshit that your average male has to deal with, and how it is more than is expected of a human being. Men are expected to be more than a human being. We are expected to be greater, but also less than. We have to accept the fact that we are less than within society, but that we have to sacrifice more than any man has ever had to do previously in history. Because while men have given their bodies over to women and to, the government and to the crown and the church and etc., they were never expected to give their soul up. But now we don't even have a soul. We don't have anything. And because I know people are going to argue about this and try to counter it with the same shit over and over about how I'm entitled and I'm this and that, I'm going to represent all of this by a blank sheet of paper. Now, what does this blank sheet of paper represent? This blank sheet of paper represents every single man when he is born into this world. Now, see, that's the thing. Before he is even born into this world, before he is even this blank sheet of paper, there are battles about whether or not his life is his own. Because women say, I have a right not to even let this sheet of paper exist. This sheet of paper exists in my body. Therefore, I have the right to just crumple it up and throw it in the trash can. Well, whether or not that is true, the fact is, nobody gives a shit about this blank sheet of paper once it's actually a sheet of paper. They only give a shit about the concept of the paper. They only give a shit about the concept of what the paper can do for them once it exists. That's what traditional conservatism is. Tradcons do not actually care about whether or not anything becomes of this sheet of paper. All they care about is that it was able to exist. And then everything that happens thereafter, oh well, they just needed to work harder. Oh well, they just need to man up. They just need to suck it up and wear the big boy boots. Pull their fucking whatever's by the bootstraps. Whatever the fuck they say. It's dumb. It's fucking dumb. I'm not even gonna humor it. And I'm not even gonna be here to give an abortion debate because, quite honestly, I'm all for abortion. Just not women deciding it. But that's another issue for another day. The point is that this is you. This isn't me. This isn't Obama. This isn't Donald Trump. This is you. This sheet of paper. This is you. This is you when you're born into the world. Now, as you're born into the world, let's first think about circumcision. See how I'm carrying it just a little bit? This is because circumcision has statistically been known to reduce the feeling in the penis. For the rest of your life, you'll never really have an enjoyable sexual experience. You're going to get infections. You're going to get, some kind of pain, burning sensation, stinging pain, all sorts of uncomforts. And for the rest of your life, you're going to wonder if you're more inadequate or if you're more adequate because of this circumcision. You're going to hear contradicting evidence from both sides. That because you're circumcised, your penis looks bigger, it's more hygienic, it's good. But then you're going to hear, too, from other sides that, uncircumcised penises are better. It shouldn't even matter. What should matter is what is best for you as a human being to be healthy. But you're not getting quite yet that you're a man and an expendable resource. So there you go. That's the first piece of paper. Now you're damaged, but I can still draw on this and shit. You're still a human being. You get a little bit older, then you realize the hypocrisies of the system. So let's take off another little piece. It's not that big of a piece. It's stuff you can live with. Girls act stupid and, they pick on you and stuff to get your attention. And first time you pull their hair or yell at them, you get scolded by your parents or a teacher because they're like, oh, you can't treat girls that way. That girl actually likes you. She's just being a cunt to you because she doesn't know how to express it. But you have to be the more mature adult. You have to be the adult. And she gets to act like a perpetual child. What they don't tell you is that's never going to fucking change. That she's going to be a child for the rest of her goddamn life, and you're going to be the one to have to pick up the slack. So, boom, that's another piece of paper. You could still see that there's plenty to work with here. I might have wanted a bigger sheet of paper to deal with this, but you're getting my drift. You get a bit older. Now we're in high school and shit. Now you're really starting to see the social hierarchies. You see the fact that Chad is getting all the fucking pussy, and you ain't getting shit. People treat you like the bottom of the barrel. You'd be lucky if you can go a whole day without being harassed by somebody. And it really isn't even your peers that are doing it. I mean, the peers are dicks, but in reality, the ones that are bullying you the most are the central authority of the teacher body. It is the teachers who are bullying you, not the students. And who do you go to when the teachers are bullying you? Even your parents, there's not really much they can do. They might be able to pull you out of the school or something, but even that's a hassle. And most likely they'll just tell you, hey, you know what, I know it sucks, but you're just going to have to deal with it for a few years and then you'll go to a different school anyway. So understanding the fact that the very authority that you have to obey hates you. They hate everything about you. And on top of that, you're not getting shit out of this life. You're already having to deal with the alienation of not being a popular kid and stuff like that. So let's just take a fucking big chunk of that right out there. And there you go. This is what you're left with. Now, as you get a bit older, you get used to this accommodation, or lack thereof, I should say. And nothing really changes after that. I guarantee you, for all you younger people watching this, that does not change. The way you felt in high school is pretty much how you're going to feel for the rest of your life. Jobs are just like high school. The hierarchy is almost exactly the same. It is the same bullshit. The Chads are on the top. Actually, the women are on the top, but the Chads feel like they're on top. The people that are supposed to be the authority, so you're supposed to go to for wisdom and clarity and guidance, they're going to treat you the worst. And that's never going to change. What does change is your existentialism, the existential view of it. Because as you're getting older, you realize no amount of work you do is enough. No amount of sacrifice is enough. No amount of anything is enough. And it's monotonous. It's like Groundhog Day. It doesn't fucking end. It's a little bit because, nothing's really changed, but it's just another piece of your soul gone. And we might be able to write a note or something with this, but this is not what we started out with. This is not what people fucking fought for, to have potential life born into this world. Now, let's get into things that could be helped, but we don't. Higher minimum wages, benefits, social security, things like that. What's a little teeny bit? Because it's a drop in the bucket. Let's talk about freedom of speech, because I know people love getting butthurt about me with that one, because they're like, it's a private forum, they can ban you if they want to. So after everything else we've already given up, we have given up any concept of a bright future. We have given up any concept of, being able to interact with your normal person. It's all shit. We know it's all shit. Freedom of speech, that's gone too. It's not even that big. But the fact is, it was yours. You had the right to freely express yourself. But now you don't, because apparently private property means more than the law. It means more than you as a human being. They can't let women have abortions, but they will defend to the death their ability to ban you because they don't like you. I can barely write a note on this, but let's see, what else can we take away from him? The fact is, what's left of this is MGTOW. This is really what MGTOW is about. MGTOW is fighting for this little shred of what is left of a paper. And they're fighting to try to make women more presentable and shit. Because when you think about it, all you have left, let's face it, you don't have opportunities, you don't have freedom of speech, you don't have anything. You're a poor motherfucker, so let's rip off that too. All you have is this. And now you're going to tell me that I'm entitled for wanting a loving relationship. Not just a bunch of sex. That's that. Not just a bunch of sex and being Chad. Just a loving relationship that can make me feel like there's somebody that cares about me in this godforsaken world of bleakness and emptiness. I'm entitled because I wanted that. So now I have this left. And then time will take this away too. And time will take away this. And then you're nothing.